What's up, everybody? On today's Unbiased Hard Take, the NBA play-in/playoffs are officially here, and with that, we promise more NBA coverage. So I, of course, am going to be predicting the NBA play-in, which actually starts tomorrow. As of this recording, will be up tonight, obviously. So with that, we're just going to do the entire Eastern Conference and then go out west. So in the 7-8 game, winner gets the automatic 7th seed. Is the Hawks and the Magic. This game will be in Orlando because Orlando was the 7th seed and the Hawks were the 8th seed. And this is actually, I think, going to be a pretty good play-in. This will probably be the best play-in we've seen. And I'm actually excited for the play-in this year because play-in's kind of like the first four. It's kind of like the playoffs. It's kind of like that hybrid. It's sort of like a purgatory. Basketball purgatory type of thing. You're not quite a playoff team, but you're not quite a team that was been fully eliminated, like the Suns. That's a different topic. They fire their coach, Mike Budenholzer. It's not a coaching problem. 3 coaches in 3 years all get fired. It's not a coaching problem. It's a personnel problem. That's a different topic for a different day. But anyway, back to the task at hand. We have the play-in, and I'm going to take the Magic to win this game. This game is in Orlando. And the Magic did win the Southeast Division Conference, and divisions don't matter in basketball anymore. But this is also the same division that the Hawks are in. So mind you that they won their division and the Hawks are in. It's sad that the divisions don't matter in the NBA anymore quite like they used to. But this game, like I said, is Orlando, and Paolo Banchero, the Hawks finished under 500. The Magic were 500 at 41-41, and a lot of that was without Paolo Banchero, and he's back healthy now. In the last 10 games and in the season, the Hawks were 7-3. The Magic were 7-3, and the Hawks were 5-5. So the Magic ended the season better than the Hawks did. So I think the Magic win this game and wrap the 7th seed up. They were a sleeper team I predicted back when the season started, and I'm going to stick to that prediction. I think they have a chance here and in the first round really to make some sort of noise and maybe make some people nervous a little bit in that first round. So I think the Magic get the win over the Hawks here, and then in the Bulls versus the Heat game, again, Heat, white hot, play-in time, baby. I think the Heat get the win here, and this might be a little bit of Heat love, and I think ultimately the Heat's history versus the Bulls in the play-in proves for itself. I mean, we play the Bulls, it seems like, every year in the play-in. We always beat them. And I don't think it's going to be much different this year. Heat culture does matter. I've always said that. And, I mean, the last game, because the game against the Wizards, we rested our starters, but the game against the Pelicans, when truly that was our last main game of the season where all our players weren't resting, and we set a franchise record for points. On top of the fact that the Heat did end the season much better after that losing streak, the Heat, I think, get the win here versus the Bulls. And mind you, the Bulls were 7-3 their last 10 games, but we do got to consider that, yes, also the Bulls beat the Heat 3 times. So people will say, why are you picking Miami here? Because all 3 losses versus the Bulls, the Heat had a double-digit lead. I don't think they're going to blow a double-digit lead a 4th time. That would be absurd. I think they've proven that they can get a lead on Chicago. They're probably the better team in Chicago to get a lead on them like that 3 times in a row. It's not a coincidence, but ultimately you choke it away. And hopefully that's not the case this time. I don't think it's hard to do 4 times in a row. So give me Miami there. And then, like I said, we're going to continue with the Eastern Conference. So then you ultimately have the Bulls versus the Hawks. And I actually have the Bulls over the Hawks here. The Bulls 7-3 in the last 10. Like I said, they ended very well. I just ultimately think Miami gets the initial win, and the Bulls actually get in the playoffs this year. They ended a little better than Atlanta did. Like I said, I have all the stats here. Atlanta at 5-5. So I think Chicago, Josh Giddey's been playing very good basketball. They have a very underrated team. And then we're going to jump out west, where I think, again, the Golden State Warriors are in the play-in, and that is absolutely hilarious. I did a short on that, so go check that out if you haven't already done so. That was a hilarious one. So it's just, ultimately, though, I think, all jokes aside, and that was a very funny short I did, and it is hilarious that all that hype, all that mainstream media attention Golden State got, all for them to be in the play-in, same as Miami. It's embarrassing. It's a joke. That's what I was talking about in that video, and we had some comments on there that was very good basketball discussion. I like to have good basketball discussions with people, and that's a very important thing to me because a lot of trolls these days, you know what I'm saying? A lot of haters, and it was good to have a good basketball discussion with you on that short there. Shout out to that comment and on that video. So Ultimately, though, I think Golden State does win this game. I think it's embarrassing they were in the play-in. They have been playing better basketball since they traded for Jimmy Butler, and I think they get the win here because Memphis has been they fired their coach with a winning record. Nothing but win there. I mean, Ja has been a distraction with celebrations. While I don't think a gun celebration is quite a bad thing, it's a Second Amendment right, and it's a right in America, but that's a different topic and in a different world. But ultimately, 4-6 in their last 10 games, kind of a joke clown show. They fired their head coach. I'm not really rooting for him anyway. Steph Curry, championship pedigree, that does matter. Jimmy Butler, Hall of Fame player, been to the finals twice. So ultimately, they know what it takes to get it done. So I think Golden State does win this game. So give me Golden State there. And then moving on to the other game in the Western Conference, the Mavs versus the Kings. I think the Mavs win this game. AD's back. He's playing healthy. I mean, Klay Thompson's back. I mean, Lively's healthy. Give me Dallas. I mean, it's impressive they're here at all with all the injuries. There was times at the point where they actually almost had to forfeit games because they didn't have enough players. That's a real thing. So it's very impressive to see him there. Anthony Davis, the last game he played before the last game rest, that pretty much every team in the playoffs or play-in does. The last game, he had a triple-double. So ultimately, Dallas, while it looks like that trade could be monumentally bad, have a chance to still get in the playoffs here and prove people wrong and fight for a championship, and that's all you can ask for. So I think Dallas gets the job done over Sacramento here. There's a better team than Sacramento, but Sacramento is sneaky. And speaking of sneaky, I understand they have Zach LaVine, DeRozan, Sabonis, and they have a solid core here. But against Memphis here, I just have a hard time thinking Ja doesn't. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if the Kings win. I think this game is going to be very close, down to the wire. Could be the closest game, best game of the play-in here to fight for that last number 8 seed in the West. But I just have a hard time thinking that Ja doesn't figure out how to get it ultimately done against the Kings to at least get in the play-in. So again, while I wouldn't be surprised if Sacramento made it, they're kind of a sneaky team. But you got to mind you that Memphis did finish better in the regular season than Sacramento did, and I think ultimately Ja will figure it out. So give me Memphis to get the last seed out in the Western Conference. So again, what do you think of my predictions? Who do you think will win in the play-in? Again, that's all I got. Like, subscribe, hit the bell, like us on Facebook, Sports Factor Today, all that good stuff. JB has a golf channel. He's going to be getting out there here very soon, and we have some big things with that heading up. We have a lot of things. We're excited for this on Bias Heart Take. Check out our mock draft for NFL. That's coming up next week. NBA play-in starting tomorrow. It is college basketball. That's over now, but exciting times in sports right now. I can't wait. NBA basketball. Love me some basketball. March Madness ends, but now we have NBA playoffs, so it's a very nice transition. So, till next week, maybe sooner, you never know. Go Pack Go. Boiler up. Most importantly, this time of year, white hot, baby, playing. Let's go Heat, baby. Let's go. Let's beat the Bulls. Let's prove people wrong. Let's get it done.